So why do we take photos? Seriously. Out of all the things human beings could spend time doing, why do we point cameras at sunsets and people we love? Meals, weddings, old buildings, children, strangers, airplanes, and tiny moments. Why does photography matter so much to us? I've been thinking about this deeply lately, and I don't think photography is really about cameras at all. I think photography is about memory, about connection, about holding on to moments we know will not last forever. Some of the most valuable photographs in our lives are not technically perfect. They're blurry, maybe underexposed, poorly composed, sometimes grainy or crooked, and yet they become priceless. Why is that? Because emotion always outweighs perfection. A photograph becomes meaningful when it reminds us, I was there. I love this person. This mattered to me. This moment existed or happened. Sometimes photographs become proof of life itself, proof that someone laughed that way or stood in that kitchen. I love this one of my mom. Or held your hand or looked at you with love. I think we take photos because life just moves too fast. I agree with that. Photography gives us a way to slow down for just a second, not forever, just long enough to remember, because we forget. Over time, photographs become more and more valuable, not less. The older they become, the more emotional weight they carry. What's fascinating is that sometimes we don't even realize a photo matters until years later. An ordinary moment suddenly becomes extraordinary because it can never happen again. That's why photographs matter. Not because every image needs to be a masterpiece, but because moments disappear. Photography helps us honor people, honor experiences, honor seasons of life. And honestly, I think photographers become accidental historians. We document families, cultures, places, relationships, stories, humanity itself. Every time you press the shutter, you're saying, this mattered enough to remember. For me personally, photography has always been connected to emotion and storytelling more than perfection. I love beautiful light and artistry, of course, and I strive to be a better photographer all the time. But the images I treasure most are usually tied to feeling, connection or wonder, adventure, love, presence. Sometimes the most meaningful photo is simply the one that helps you remember how something felt. As a portrait photographer of 40 plus years, I pride myself in being a modern day historian, and I take that role pretty seriously too. I have boxes of negatives dating back to 1984 when I started my first studio. I have boxes of CDs too, terabytes of storage, in cloud storage. Because when someone's house burns down, they run in to save the photos, right? Or they call the photographer later to replace those priceless memories. And yes, years ago, I did replace all the family portraits in a client's home after it burned. It was like finding lost treasure. But I often tell my clients, if they balk at the price, that photographs are one of the very rare things that actually gain in value the longer you own it. And it's true, they're priceless, irreplaceable, and can tell 100 stories with just a glance. So maybe photography really isn't about taking pictures. Maybe it's about learning to notice life while we're living it. Maybe it's about gratitude, attention, presence. And maybe the real purpose of photography is not to impress people, but to preserve what matters to us because it slips away. So this week, instead of chasing the perfect image, try photographing something meaningful, something ordinary, something fleeting, something real, because years from now, you may discover it was never ordinary at all. I'll see you back here next weekend. Until then, keep capturing what matters to you.